New at 6, Leelanau County is short on housing. That's according to data gathered by nonprofit Housing North, showing a gap of more than 2,000 units. As the conversation continues around the county's lack of affordable housing, our Allie Baxter followed up on its impact. She joins us live from the Content Center. Allie.
Yeah, Cody, this story begins with this letter written more than a year ago with an all too familiar message: no workforce because of no housing.
It has definitely gotten worse.
Bryan Ferguson is the Glen Lake Fire Department chief, and he's worked for the department since 2007.
In the last 20 years, we've increased probably double our calls.
Double the calls means Bryan needs more firefighters.
Our on-duty staff is generally 5 people. So to cover those 2 calls is one of the main reasons we have 5 people on duty, mainly medical calls. If we get a fire call in that time frame, 5 isn't nearly enough.
This fire department covers Glen, Arbor, and Empire Townships, and within those boundaries is the majority of Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore, which attracts hundreds of thousands of visitors every year.
The property value that creates because of the national park around here, that makes us pretty unique.
Unique in the fact that Bryan says his firefighters can't live anywhere near where they come to work every day.
3 doors down last year. The house sold for $700,000, and with our employees starting off in like the mid $40,000 range, and they top out at nearly $70,000. But that's just not enough to buy.
And Bryan says rentals aren't an option either.
Nearly $3,000 a month, which in a lot of cases that's more than a mortgage.
Of his 23 full-time employees, only 5 live within the boundaries of the department's response area.
10-15 miles away up to nearly 70 miles away, which makes that response time a long time.
That's why he says they can't utilize volunteer firefighter positions because no one lives close enough to respond in a moment's notice.
Not only our current employees, but the ability to recruit new employees. There's not a lot of young families that live in our area that want to get started in a career. I think our average age here is 65 years old, which we know it's a retirement community, but it's very hard to recruit new people into the profession.
Bryan wrote out these same thoughts in a letter shared with the community a year ago, and since then there hasn't been much change.
It almost has to take someone or a group that's, I don't know if they would need to be willing to take a loss to make it affordable for the workers, whether it be teachers, firefighters, police officers.
Unless someone is willing to take that risk, Bryan says it's hard to point to a solution to solve the affordable housing crisis.
I guess I don't have a good answer for that. I don't think anybody does, is the main issue.
Bryan tells me when there are a lot of calls at once, they depend on their mutual aid partners across Leelanau and Benzie counties. However, whichever station is assisting them is temporarily leaving an empty spot in their coverage area. It's a situation, he says, happens daily in Leelanau County. Live in the Content Center, Allie Baxter, back to you.